there will be spoilers for Tales of the Empire, so if you've not seen it yet, I highly recommend you do so, then come back to this video. Tales of the Empire is a short-form mini-series similar to Tales of the Jedi, and just like Tales of the Jedi, you're following two characters. This time around, you're following Morgan Elsbeth and Barriss Offee. Now, Morgan Elsbeth's story, I'm just going to be straight up with you, is very basic, because her stories are more tied to The Mandalorian, where she first appeared in, and the Ahsoka show, which is fine, but the problem is that, something that I quickly realized is that there's not much substance if you didn't watch those first. And so when you watch this, it's like, what is there? Her episodes are very basic, like I said. Like, there's nothing, no nuance. There's nothing new, really, with the character. It's just the Morgan Elsbeth is doing the same old thing that she was doing in the Ahsoka show, in which she acts the same. I mean, it's cool to see her as, like, this, I guess, teenager during the Clone Wars. And I guess to continue off of that, Tales of the Empire, half the episodes aren't really about the Empire. Like I said, her first episode was in the Clone Wars, which is not in the Empire. The Battle Droids are not Empire. They're the Separatists. I mean, it's cool to see Grievous for, like, a minute before they get stopped doing that, which I was expecting the first episode to be the entire battle on Dathomir, which it wasn't, which I was kind of disappointed about. But still, I mean, maybe it was because I was expecting more from it, but the Morgan Elsbeth stuff isn't that, I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not, it's basic, it's just middle of the road, alright. And I guess if you were to watch Morgan Elsbeth's entire story, you start with Tales of the Empire, then the Mandalorian episode where she first appeared in, then the Ahsoka show, to get her full story, which is cool. You get to see it all on Disney+, but the real, meat of this is Barriss Offee's story, because her story is far more interesting, I think, because she did not appear in any other media. She was left off on a cliffhanger in Season 5 of the Clone Wars, and we did not know what the hell happened to her, but we finally do, and it's great, it's insane, it's just really cool. And they did this format with Tales of the Jedi, where you have a character who appeared in live action, that being Count Dooku, and you follow his stories, which his stories are much better than Morgan Elsbeth, who is the equivalent this time around. But you look at Ahsoka's, her stories, you do without, but they're still cool. And it's like flip-flop this time, where Morgan Elsbeth's story is, one that's unnecessary, but, Barriss Offee's story is like, oh my god, this is kind of cool. It's not the same level as Count Dooku's story, where you see Count Dooku go to the dark side. This is sort of the opposite, where Barriss Offee starts out on the dark side and turns to the light side again, which is a cool story. The trailers sort of mislead a lot of this. Maybe that's why I'm kind of disappointed by this, but not really, because, you see Grievous and Vader, and it's like, oh, they're gonna have more of a presence. But then it's like, nah, they only show up for a combined total of a minute and 2 seconds, which I'm like, okay, I understand it's more focused on the character you're advertising, okay, but it's like, I'm expecting more recognizable faces, because with this type of content, I'm expecting that, but it's like, whatever, focusing more on new original characters, which is cool. Spoiler alert, Barriss Offee technically dies, I think, or is unconfirmed death. I'm like, okay, you're just leaving off on another cliffhanger again. I guess that's a common theme with her character. Cliffhanger time. But with this, it's like, is she dead? Is she alive? I don't know. I feel like you can tell by the tone of my voice that I'm not, passionate about talking about this, and that's because I wasn't expecting Tales of the Empire to come out. I wasn't expecting this to exist. I was expecting Tales of the Jedi Season 2 to come out, because with these type of stories, it's like, I feel like with the Jedi, it's more interesting, with more recognizable characters, but with this time around, it's like, I'm not interested in it. Like I said, I didn't grow up with the Clone Wars, so with Barriss Offee, it's a cool story, it's just, I'm not invested in their character, because I didn't grow up with it. With Morgan Elsbeth, it's like, it's just there, it just exists, and so, I feel like I've talked all I can say about it, because there's nothing I can add to it, because I'm not passionate about these characters and the stories that the writers told. It's just, I don't think this is their best work, but it's not like it's bad. If I had to sit down and watch this again, I'll be fine with it, because it's still good, but it's compared to the other anime stuff that's out there with Star Wars, it just doesn't compare, especially with Tales of the Jedi. You know, if I had to, rank the two, which we'll get to in a minute, it's like Tales of the Jedi clearly is the superior thing. It has more passion to it. So with that out of the way, where do I rank this then? Tales of the Empire goes above The Force Awakens, but below Tales of the Jedi Season 1. Like I said, Tales of the Empire is a show that just exists, but it's not terrible. Like, it's not unwatchable, it's not terrible, it's good, it's just not my cup of tea when it comes to, like, these characters. But that's not to say that I don't like the stories. And I'm putting it that high up because it still is good. They're putting Tales of the Empire here, especially, like, story-wise. Even though I like that was more than Ellsworth, it's basic, it's still fine. It's still good. It's consistent with the other animated shows in terms of their storytelling. Like, it's not terrible. So putting it here is a fair place to put it, in my opinion. I do feel like I am probably going to put that lower down in the rankings as time goes on, but only time will tell us that, because I think I will, because I think it's recency bias. I'm praising the show this much, because I don't think as time goes on people will remember this as fondly as Tales of the Jedi. But like I said, only time will tell us that. But have you seen Tales of the Empire? Did I just spoil the entire thing for you? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Comment down below, because I'm going to go now. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe, I'm going now. So goodbye everyone.